Hey Pectus Warriors, it's Byrne from FixPectus.com. In today's video, I want to talk about how you guys can actually engage your chest when you're doing push-ups. Obviously with Pectus, with the sunken chest condition, one of the core premises of making it look less noticeable is building your chest. You know, that's the cornerstone of my training. The most convenient exercise that we all can do to build our chest is a push-up. Okay, and so what I want to show you guys is how to actually do the push-up properly so you actually engage your chest, because when I see the average person doing the push-up, it is very wrong. So there's a few mistakes that really make it more arm dominant, and there's a few things you can do to tweak it to really make it more chest dominant, okay? So firstly, the first thing is range of motion. When I see most people doing a push-up, they have a half range of motion, okay? So you're gonna get half the stimulus on the muscle then. Firstly, one thing you wanna think about is retracting your shoulder blades back. When you do that, you're opening up your range of motion capabilities and you're gonna optimize the ability to engage your chest in the push-up. So make sure you think about retracting your shoulder blades back before you start the push-up. Secondly, just going all the way down, chest to the floor, and all the way back up. Most people when they do a push-up are going half the way down to the floor and not even hitting full extension at the top either. So you wanna make sure you're optimizing the full range. Another thing is a lot of people when they go all the way to the floor, they're letting their lower back sag and they have no tension in their core. And as a result, when they go to the floor, they're just hitting like their ribs to the floor, not their chest. You want to keep a nice straight back and get your chest all the way to the floor. Okay, so range of motion will be a really immediate thing that you can change and you'll get a much better stimulus on your chest. The next thing is playing around with your elbow position and your hand position. We all have different mechanics and different limb lengths. It's going to be a different elbow and hand position that will be optimal for you to feel your chest. So play around with that and see what feels best. Generally speaking, when you go really close and tight with your elbows, it's going to be a little bit more triceps, okay? And so if you really want to engage your chest, you don't want to do that. But at the same time, you also don't want to be heaps flared out. One, because of shoulder impingement, and two, it actually engage your anterior shoulder more. So you want to find a happy medium for most people. For me, I'm like right in the middle, not flared out, not super close, just in the middle. That's where I find it, I feel my chest the most. And with a slightly wider hand position than average will help me feel my chest the most. The next thing is you want to actually think. Most people when they do exercises don't think. Half the time they're thinking about something else. You want to think about that exact exercise. You want to be present in that exact moment and think about engaging the chest. Think about, am I feeling this? Am I doing this right? Really focus, control. Mind to muscle connection, guys, is a huge thing. And it starts with thinking, okay? Your brain is sending signals to your muscles to fire. And when you're really actively thinking about that, you can help optimize that process. So think, okay, during your push-ups. And to further enhance the mind to muscle connection, one other thing you want to do is slow it down. When you slow things down, it really helps you get a better feel and get a better stimulus on the muscle. I see so often people just rushing their reps, and it's not what you want to do when you're really trying to build muscle. And then the other thing you could do with your push-up is you could take it to the rings. A ring push-up is going to enable you to get more adduction, even a bigger range of motion, and enables more movement because your hands aren't in a fixed position. So the rings can be a really effective way to really engage your chest in a push-up. So that's one other thing that you could implement to your push-ups to help get the chest more. The other thing is you could add load to your push-ups. You can do banded push-ups, for example. These are just other little things you can do, other nuances to make the push-up harder and to provide an element of progressive overload other than just doing more reps. Okay, when we're typically doing like a weight training muscle building stimulus, we're normally aiming for about the 8 to 12 rep range. Not to say you can't build muscle in a 20 rep range plus, but 8 to 12 is a really golden amount of reps, tension, and loading. And so with the push-up, you can do the same thing. You can add weight to your back. You can add resistance bands, things that are going to change the stimulus and add weight without just getting progressive overload from reps and reps and reps and reps. Because there's going to come a point where you're just doing 100 rep sets if you do them for long enough and you get strong enough. And then lastly, my last tip is train to failure. A lot of people I see don't actually take their movements to failure. They stop like when they've got 5 more reps left in the tank. If you want to build muscle, you need to challenge that muscle. So stop stopping at 10 when you could actually do 15. Push it. Okay, for my clients, I prescribe a failure range to make sure that they're always training to a set challenging point. So they're my tips on the push-up, guys. I hope this was helpful. I hope you can start implementing this into your push-ups and you get a better stimulus from them. And if you are interested in coaching, I do have some client spots available. So that will be the link in the description. Fixpectus.com is my website where you can go learn more about my coaching and then book a call with me. Thanks, guys.